It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. It's Friday in the Document Imaging Channel. The weekend's in front of us, and Fridays always brings Fridays with Frank. Everybody knows Frank Canada, right? Frank Canada does a Fridays with Frank every Friday. I love watching this show. And today's episode was very exciting because he was talking about the Amplify contract. Folks, if you're in the document imaging, you know who Frank Canada is. What a handsome guy. There he is right there. Today he was talking about the Amplify program with HP, and I'm so glad he was talking about this because more leaders in our industry need to be talking about this. Remember I had Bob Goldberg on the end of the day with Ray. We were talking about it. Folks, the Amplify contract has a lot of questions that need to be answered. And dealers they just really got to be asking these damn tough questions. So it's fantastic when people like Frank Canada get on board with this. But ladies and gentlemen, Frank said some things. I want to highlight a couple of things he said. The first thing he said, he was talking to some dealers about the Amplify, and some of the dealers said, no way, and then Frank injected, and you could put the expletive between the words no and way. So I went ahead and did that. Hopefully I put enough little symbols so you know what the word is. But the other thing Frank said, he said, if it was my money, I wouldn't do it. If it was my money, I wouldn't do it, and he wouldn't do it with at least a whole lot more information, folks. He suggested you call Bob Goldberg, which I suggested you call Bob Goldberg too. That's why I had him on the show. Bob Goldberg knows what he's doing. What did Bob Goldberg say? Your data is the most important thing you have as a dealership. Your data is the most important thing you have as a dealership. At the very least, have an NDA. But even the NDA, I think I just think that's too challenging in its own right. Here's the other thing Frank said that everybody needs to pay attention to. He said, without alternative supplies, MPS profit goes in the toilet. And you know Frank, when he says the word toilet, he thinks that's a swear word. He's a gentleman's gentleman. You know, he even said something about it. Should have said the word toilet. Well, folks, let me show you something. I don't mind saying the word toilet because that's what I do on the end of the day with Ray. I want to show you a toilet. I want to show you a toilet full of your MPS profit going right down the drain, right flush. You're a flush away when the OEMs control all the supplies. Your profits in your business for MPS are a flush away. And the other question I want to ask all the dealers, you know, we talk about Amplify, and a lot of people are talking about how they want customer data, location data. But folks, what are they getting from the wholesalers? And I've asked this question a couple of different times. Of course, HP's not answering it in the comments of my videos. We don't see anybody squashing any of the rumors around these questions. But maybe this is something we need to look into. What are the wholesalers giving HP? What information are they telling them about you? I mean, if you're buying HP products and supplies from our friends at Supplies Network is a great example. Does Supplies Network have to inform HP what you're buying? Do they? I'm asking the question. This isn't a dig to Supplies Network. This is just a question. Because sometimes in our industry, we don't like to ask questions. We want to jump in these buses of complacency and drive off a cliff into oblivion. Let's all be comfortable with each other as opposed to challenging our OEMs, challenging each other. Folks, we got to start challenging a whole lot more than we are. Or we are going to get in the bus. Why don't we just put a bunch of daisies all over it? Let's get in the comfortable chairs. We don't want to put anybody in this bus that's a little bit disturbing because that won't, it'll ruin our journey into oblivion. It's time to start asking some questions. The other question I'd be asking HP is this, are you using any DCA tools? Do you have a relationship with DCA companies? Are they giving you data without our permission? Folks, do you have an NDA with your DCA company? Do you? I mean, a lot of times you think you sign up with a DCA company, that DCA company's helping you replenish supplies to your end user. Are they giving that data to HP? Do they have a contract with HP? Do they run around the world bragging about contracts with HP? You better clearly define what that contract is. Is the DCA tool for you and your end user? Or is there somebody in the middle of it? Folks, data is so important right now, and people want data. And they're going to get data any way they can, hook or crook. Let's hope it's not too much crooked going on. But challenges are going to come more and more around data. We see what's going on with Facebook. It's a great example. And social media. Data is king. And the way we collect data, and even the way we use data, a lot of it is undefined. People that collect data know one thing. Just collect the damn data. What are you going to do with it? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. It's always about get the damn data. Get the damn data. Once we get all the data, we can figure it out. And really smart people looking at data can figure out all kinds of shit, folks, about you, about your customers, about your customer personas. Please pay attention to this. When people like Frank Canada are talking about the Amplify program, when Bob Goldberg's talking about the Amplify program, ladies and gentlemen, I've been vocal on this Amplify program for over 6 months. I got my HP collection on my website, Ray's Content Collections. There's all kinds of articles about it. There's videos about it. We need to start challenging the OEMs. We need to start challenging the OEMs. We need to start challenging ourselves. We're in a declining marketplace that's going to get pressure like never before. And with that pressure is going to come very, very, very tough competition. And that tough competition is going to challenge a whole lot of relationships, and it's going to challenge the future of a dealership, quite honestly. Some things to think about. Thank you so much, Frank Canada. I enjoy your show. And ladies and gentlemen, we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.